Hello, and welcome to A VO's Journey. My name is Anthony Pica. This show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business, sidestep all the crazy things that this guy seems to step on. It is Wednesday, January 18th, and we are going to talk about today how to be a video game voice actor. I'm excited to talk to you about this because it's one of the most favorite things that I do as a voice actor, and it was one of the big reasons why I started in voiceover. Was I wanted to be in video games, and I think there's a lot of people out there. I know there's a lot of voice actors that I work with that want to be in video games. So I have a list of about 5 things that I want to go through to get you set up, okay, to be a video game voice actor. All right, real quick before we get started, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I think we're 92, last time I checked, 92 subscribers away from 10,000 subs. I'm so excited about that. Thank you guys so much for everything and just the amazing support that you constantly give me in this channel. So I really appreciate that. Also, don't forget the link below. We're offering 50% off our first month for joining A VO's Journey Elite Academy. And we have a webinar on growing your Fiverr business coming up. There'll be a link below that you can sign up for that. That is on January 28th. So check that out below. Okay. All of that, enough of that. Let's get into the good stuff, okay? And that is how to be a video game voice actor. First and foremost, you need to develop your acting skills. I think I went to school for theater. Sorry, if you hear, by the way, on a side note, if you hear snoring, that's because my dog is snoring over here. She's on the floor snoring. Anyways, I'm like, what is that noise? She's snoring. Sorry. Quick aside. So anyways, getting back to developing your acting skills. That's number 1. Taking classes, workshops, to hone your craft and learn the techniques for voice acting. Practicing regularly, putting yourselves in situations where you are going to push yourself to play. Okay, because what I love about video game voice acting is, one, there's such a wide range of things that you can do, anywhere from real person type characters to crazy off the wall characters, okay, and everywhere in between. There really is room for everybody in video games, and it is probably, I'm sure it's overtaken, or it's darn close to audiobooks, okay, from when it comes to the sheer amount of work available. So that's a big one. So developing your acting techniques. What I was saying before the dog was snoring was that, I went to school for acting. I got my bachelor's degree in performance, and then I got my master's degree in educational leadership, with performance, and I performed professionally on stage, and then I directed and coached and I've done thousands and thousands of live shows. So I've had a lot of practice and a lot of experience with it. And part of the reason why, I started A VO's Journey Elite Academy too was to bring that acting training, because I find that, especially in video games, the more training that you can get, the more you can develop your skill, the more you're going to be able to take on character roles, bring something unique, add context, subtext, the storytelling. I like to call it the story underneath the story, to really hone your craft and to learn that. So definitely the first thing is develop your acting skills. Okay, whether you take one-on-one classes with a coach, whether you join, like I said, the academy with us, or whatever you want to do, get some training for acting. Okay. Number 2 is get the right voiceover demo reel. And I really want to talk briefly about this because this is so important now, okay, to understand what people are looking for today, as opposed to even a couple years ago. If you haven't noticed today, there has been a massive influx, okay, of voice actors, and availability to getting voice actors. So what does that mean? That means when you have the option of choosing from a lot of people, how do you decide which one to choose from? Well, you start to look at specialists. You start to look for people who are specializing in specific areas. And in this case, with our demo reels, we want to start to narrow them down to specific characters or genres or indie game type titles or things where we are starting to hone single characters, single emotions, single situations. So your demos start to become highly focused on a specific area, a specific type of game. So you'll have multiple video game demo reels. So it's not enough to just have one. Now, I don't want this to overwhelm you, okay, because it actually is pretty fun because you get to create a whole bunch. And you need to learn how to do it yourself. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the amount of marketing and efforts that you have to put into getting yourself out there these days, just because of the sheer amount of information, not even just take away voice actors, I mean just the sheer amount of information, you've got to have a lot to get yourself out there. So you need to be able to create a lot of demos, a lot of these demo reels, so that you can share them on a regular basis, on a consistent basis. And when an opportunity comes up that we're going to talk about in a second of how to find those opportunities, you're ready to go. You're ready to be like, hey, yeah, check this out. Check this out. Here's my demo on this this type of game or this genre or this style. Okay, so learning how to do that. So again, you've got to. If you don't know how to do that, you got to learn. You got to find a place to learn with. You got to watch YouTube videos. You got to join the academy somewhere to help you learn how to start to mix your own work. And again, it doesn't have to be super duper to start. It can just be you performing, right, and putting a string of performances together in a certain genre. But that's really important. So you're building a good voiceover demo reel and then multiple ones after one. That's number 2. All right, number 3, so important, or we're starting to move into how are you going to get work. Networking, marketing yourself through networking and building these samples, etc., is key to becoming a video game voice actor. So first off, networking, going to events. There's all sorts of video game events. Not just that, it's going to like Comic-Con and all these different places. Get immersed in. If you really want to be a video game voice actor, get into them, right? Get into going to these places, meeting people, meet other people, go to places, go to online events, learn, go build, join communities that are about video game, voiceovers, and teaching video games or posting them. Marketing yourself, there's so much marketing there's so many different types of marketing. I love the type of marketing where you build your own work, your own samples, your own demos, you post them, you build a community of fans around your work that you're creating on your own. Remember, you're making this up. You're creating them on your own. And you build fans around those. That grows. Your name will get out. I love marketing in that way. It is a longer approach, but it's a very sustainable approach. Okay, so that's one method of marketing, right? Through social media, etc. Twitter is a must for indie games. You've got to be. There's so many producers on Twitter. Finding game developers. Okay, starting to follow them on social media, watching producers, casting directors for those game developers, following them, watching when they post auditions, I've spoken to a lot of, video game voice actors who have done big jobs. And a lot of the starts they got were from a Twitter audition that they saw posted and they auditioned. Okay, so it can be as simple as that, from doing what I just said about building fans by posting your own work, as well as, being ready to audition from a Twitter post. Okay. And there's so much in between there, but that's marketing and networking yourself is important. Number 4, auditioning. You need to audition when you can. Okay, when there is an opportunity, find where the auditions are being posted. I just mentioned one of them and being Twitter, following the right people, game developers, looking for those auditions, getting notified. You can set up notifications, right, when something gets posted, but also being on some other places. I've had a lot of people get jobs from being on Voice123 and Voices.com, being on Fiverr, being on all these different sites, and having up demos, profiles, information, content around video game voice acting. So it's important that when you are on all of these websites, and you need to be, you put up the right content on them talking about that you do video game voiceovers, and you have demo reels and you have samples from work that you've either done or work portfolio that you've created. Because remember, when you're first starting, you've not done any work, so you're gonna have to create your own. All right, and there's plenty of work out there that you can look at. All right, that you can also take that work and make it your own, so that you can share samples with people and say, hey, look, this is a sample of what I could possibly do, all right, with my voice acting. Okay, so auditioning is key, getting yourself into those places where you can audition, and auditioning for those jobs is really super important. And I think the last thing I would point out, which is going to help a lot, especially now, and especially with towards the end of last year, with like all the stuff that happened with Crunchyroll and everything, anime and dubbing, is understanding the technology and what is happening today. Okay, staying updated with that technology, understanding, what some video game developers, what they're using. For example, motion capture and lip syncing. Okay, like I mentioned, dubbing. Okay, specific types of things. You learn how to use these things to bring your performances to life. And again, if you don't know about them or don't anything, watch videos on them. Go to YouTube, type in that information, see what's going on, see the new stuff that's happening. Okay, but again, the best way to do it is to find video game developers, start following them, start reading what they're posting, start learning about the industry so that you can navigate it better and you can talk about it. I mean, I think understanding the technology, I think it would be just as well as understanding the jargon, understanding the vocabulary, knowing the different, ways that producers and casting directors and developers, the different words they use for different parts and what it means and what they need. That's really, that's extremely important for you to get work and for you to be consistent and for you to seem like you know what you're doing. All right, look, I hope that this has helped. And, these 5 things, again, developing your acting skills, building your voiceover demo reels, make sure you multiple ones, networking and marketing yourself through that networking process, auditioning, finding game developers, producers, casting directors in those fields, following them, meeting them, building relationships with them, being ready to audition when they drop the auditions. And then number 5, understanding the technology, the vocabulary that is in the video game industry and how to use it. Okay, and just at least familiarize yourself with it. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope this video helped. Make sure, again, you hit that subscribe button and your notification bell. So we're almost at 10,000. And check out the links below, again, for VO's Journey Elite Academy and our webinar on Fiverr coming up to grow your voiceover business through that platform. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Happy Wednesday. Talk to you soon. Goodbye. Goodbye.